this is Chris. Today I'm going to do number 19 in my 100 Perpetual Prompts collage book. And I will draw 5 prompts. I have one, spring. I could use spring about now. I could use a spring in my step. Mark making. Okay, I'm not real familiar with that, other than just making marks. Art. A date. And a postage stamp. Okay, I will start looking for items that will inspire me. So this is what I came up with. I don't know if this is going to work or not. So for spring, I thought this background picture, Mount Rainier, it's really pretty. I've been to Mount Rainier. I think I was there when I was about 11. And I found a silver ring. I still have it. It was a little band with little birds on it. I think it would fit my pinky now. But I thought this was really pretty with the lupin coming up and the sunlight here on the grasses and the trees and the sunlight here. I thought that was really pretty. So then I thought, well, what can I do with this to make it not what an ordinary Mount Rainier picture would be? So I thought maybe this car is really pretty. You could nestle it in here among the flowers. It's got its own bunch of flowers. The yellow goes well with the blue and everything. And then I saw this car and the colors. I really like the colors on this one. It's kind of big though. I'll have to cut it out and see what I like. And then with the car, I've got these cranes. Saurus crane, S-A-R-U-S, Saurus crane. Or what else? Found a bunch of stuff here. I thought I could cut out these girls and they could be gossiping about this big old car sitting in the meadow. Or I could have this giant rabbit looking at the car. I don't have really room for all this stuff. Or I could have this, what is it? I don't know. I didn't notice the name of this dinosaur. I could put that on there. So that has nothing to do with the prompts, really. This could be art because it's a painting. This could be art because they look like they're dancers. This is in Oruro, Bolivia, at the carnival. So these cars are painted pretty colors. It's kind of stretching it, isn't it? So date and postage stamp. I've got all kinds of postage stamps. These are from my grandmother's stamp album. A lot of these are facsimiles. This is a real stamp. These are facsimiles from a postage stamp collector's catalog or something. I tea-dyed them just slightly just to give them some age looking. This is a facsimile. These are facsimiles. These are facsimiles. This is an original stamp, and then some original letter from 1957 maybe. So I thought I could stick that in there somewhere. And then mark making. Well, I've seen other artists do mark making, but I wanted a little more clarity on that. I don't remember covering that in my college classes. So I found this blog. What is Mark Making? By Balzer Designs. This was from 2019. And she had this sample on there of different kinds of mark making. And so I thought maybe I could put some marks up in the sky. Let's see how that goes. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these all out and then try to decide what's going to fit, what's going to be logical but surreal. Well, I've cut out the cars. And where's my frame? So if I put this here, I can't cut them down into the flowers until I'm positive which car I want to use, because I don't want to mess it up. But I really like the sun shining over here, because the sun's shining here and the sun is shining here. That's pretty, but now there's no room for the girls. They could be out here checking out this car. I could do horizontal. So that would give me more. Kind of like that. Or we've got the yellow car. Not sure about the scale of that one. Scale's almost too close. So what else can we do to it? Okay, I've cut out a couple more things. Got this giant bunny rabbit. Ford Escape. I have a Ford Escape. Mine isn't that beautiful. I just noticed that. Bunny rabbit looking through the window. Well, he's just a little bit big. I don't mind things going out of the picture, I think it looks good, doesn't it? Okay, so that, but I also have this guy. So, is he after the girls? Or is he after the car? Cut loose his arm here. So I was going through one of my mother's scrapbooks that she kept when I was little, and I found a report card from kindergarten, and the teacher had written down in the corner, "Chrissy cuts well with scissors." How about that? Is that prophetic or not? Because that's what they called me back then, was Chrissy. Okay, I think I'm going to have to go with that guy. And we have no idea why the car is there. Do they even see the dinosaur? What should I do? Maybe I should do a fold out. Maybe I should do a fold out. So let's forget the frame and situate this as best we can. So this is the next to the last collage. So we could do something spectacular with this. I think I like that. I like the contrast of this bright sun on the mountain against his back. I like them sitting here. I will put them into the wildflowers. And I like the car the way it is. So I'm going to start tacking them down so that I don't have to keep moving them. I'm sorry for the glare, but I'll show you later without the glare, but if I lift it up now, it's going to fall apart. Okay, now that they're in place, I'm going to start putting them into the background. So I'm going to lift up the car and I'm going to cut around some of these flowers and greenery. Okay, that was kind of tedious. That's pretty much what I thought. So now, I'll tuck those tires in under there. See how they fit. So now he is set in there. Now I need to do the same thing with the girls. All right. Now we're going to trim it. I left his tail like this because I like to have a little bit going out of the border. Okay, now I'm going to lay this page with just a fraction of an inch. Line it up on my grid board. Make sure it's straight. Well, that doesn't look straight at all. At all. How did I get that so crooked? Oh well. That's life in the big city. Except I don't live in the big city. Now, we have all these other prompts that I've been ignoring. So I'm going to clean up my desk and then I'll be right back. Okay, I think for mark making, I'm going to put a border around it and that'll help disguise how crooked I got it. How's that for a plan? I found some markers that are, a couple of them are fairly new. This is a Mr. Penn's marker. What I want to see is if it bleeds through this paper. You can see it, but it doesn't really bleed through. So this is Mr. Penn markers. And this is Mr. Penn Premium 0.8 millimeter. Bleeds through a little bit. And then I've got a Sharpie Ultrafine marker. So, yeah, they show through, but that doesn't really matter on this. On this, I guess. So what I'm thinking is, I'm just going to make some marks. And what did I do with my sample mark making thing? Print out. Get some ideas from this. Well, that was a bit tedious. While I was doing that, I was thinking how I'm going to do this. I'm going to fold it like this. First I thought I would fold it the other way, but then I decided to fold it this way. Open it up and see what it's about. We're still not done. It's a long one. Thank you for hanging in there. So, I've got spring, I got mark making. I haven't got the date or the postage stamp. So, one of these has a date on it, although it's hard to read. It says Long Beach. I lived in Long Beach once for about 11 months. Not too far from the beach, which was nice. I'm just going to stick that there because I can. And a postage stamp. Well, that's Australia. This is a USA hummingbird. And this is Catherine Spence, Australia. My grandmother had cousins in Australia, so I've got quite a few Australia stamps. Plus she collected stamps. Correos de Colombia, aeroplane. Cartagena. Well, that's a little bit closer to where these girls are from. What should I do with that? Should I just stick it in there somewhere? I usually don't like to just stick things in there because they're a prompt. I like to incorporate them. But I know. I'll put it here like a tab. I think I'll put it here like a tab. Okay, that's weird. That's going to be my tab. But that's going to stick out too far. Decisions. Maybe I'll put it down here and it won't stick out so far. You know, there's a first time for everything, right? And I just washed all the glue off my fingers and now they're all glued up again. We're still not done. Okay, we have spring, mark making, art. Well, mark making and art are the same thing. Good enough for me. Date and a postage stamp. Now I want to do my Stabilo all thing, and I think I'm going to do it in brown because I don't want it to be too obvious. Okay, so I covered all the cut edges, except for these. Now I'm going to blend it all in. Okay. Now see how much that makes these little white bits of cut paper just blend in, so it doesn't look so much like it's cut out. And then if you get too much, you can just wipe it off the glossy magazine. It won't wipe off something like paper. And then there's some places where I noticed that it didn't get glued down. So I went ahead and dissolved it first, because you don't want to put glue over the Stabilo pencil before you dissolve it, or it won't dissolve. So there's quite a few little pieces, tiny pieces that are not quite glued down, but I can work on that later. So we'll get this in the book. And it will go like this. And then it will fold. And there will be a tab here. And somebody turns the tab, they'll say, oh, there's more. Isn't that exciting? So, rather than compromise my idea by making something smaller that didn't have all the elements I wanted, I was able to make a little fold out. And I did something not quite the same, but a little bit similar here. I had this one with the fish, and I didn't like cutting his tail off, so I left his tail on and just tuck it in like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put my information here. Like I do, I put the smaller prompts on there, and then something I've cut out from the magazine that I use. So I'll do that and I'll be right back. Okay, my collage is finished. So I put here the prompts that are the same as this, only smaller. So in the future, when somebody finds this in the corner of a dusty thrift store or antique shop, they can look for the prompts. And then I just put this down here, Mount Rainier, Washington. And its pictures are from the National Geographic. I put the date I did it, December 3rd, and I put the page numbers. This is just a piece of painter's tape that was on my desk holding down some paper to protect the table, and it was starting to come up, so I just peeled it up and glued it on there. So here's the collage. It opens up, and I put a quip, "Sorry, I don't take orders, I barely take suggestions." Try to get it without too much glare. And the girls are here discussing, or maybe they're arguing with this guy. Who's driving home after the party? Who knows? You can make up your own stories. So now I'm going to retire my prompts, which means that I have 5 left in here to use on my next and last 100 Perpetual Prompts collage. Thanks for watching, and have a great day collaging. Bye bye!